Okay, this is the beginning of the project. Actually, the project began with me putting about 1.5 tons of gravel down. I needed to level the plot, so we did it with this concrete gravel. So that's what we'll get a look at. Tuffshed being built today.
All right, here we go. The truck shows up. That's about 12 noon. That's all the materials they need. And pardon the picture through the screen here. It'll get better in a little bit. My camera was off. They're setting the foundation. The plywood goes in. They put up the walls. And these guys, they worked for about 5.5 hours in total. But our shed was a little tougher because it had the vaulted roof. This was a 10 by 12 shed, turned laterally. And we put about as many windows and vents and skylights and whatnot as we could. You can't go bigger than 10 by 12 in our state, or it requires a permit. So there it is, a little better picture for you. There's the skylight. That's the bigger of the two skylights. He's in there also building the bench. So we bought a bench and pegboard for that right wall. So no window over there. We are going to run electricity and have a portable AC unit sitting and venting out of one of these windows. It comes pre-painted, but then they do quite a bit of touch-up on site after they nail it together. He said the roof was tougher because it was vaulted. You can't really stand on it much. This is a single door, the widest one we could put in this configuration, and still have double windows in the front.
Now, if you haven't seen our other shed before, this is also a 10 by 12 farmhouse style shed. It is not a Tuffshed, but just to compare the two, this is kind of down in the field here, so that's a little more rustic looking. And but we chose this other style for the unit that was going to be near the house. The one down here is for storage and whatnot, but the one by the house is a workshop. All right, and there it is, and as you can see, that matches the style of the house pretty well. So that's why we went with the blue. It matches the house well. So let's take a better look. We did the shutters, which I think really improve these sliding windows. Got the vents on the floor all the way around, but we've got venting through there so that the air can circulate. The reason for the rocks is to keep the moisture down. Get a look at the top. There are these windows that they slide real nicely. Comes with a key and a lock. Nice hardware there. It's got rubberized hardware. Pretty nice. This is the basic floor. No improvements. Let me come on in and see what the light is like. I did the skylight because I was in my neighbor's unit, and I noticed that without the skylight, it would get real dark in here, even with these windows. Windows work well. As I said, one of these we are going to put the vent for AC unit. Here is the bench. My only complaint about the bench is that they just secured it into the wall, not into a stud. I don't like the way they did that, so I wouldn't be jumping up there, but it's pretty solid. And as I said, there's the pegboard, doesn't go all the way to the top. There's a vent on the top. There's another vent which we added. You have to add those. They won't do the whirly kind of vents because they don't sell those anymore. And also the pitch on our roof is probably too high. Get a pretty nice little cross breeze through some of these windows. So there it is. We have the vaulted ceiling, so we can hang stuff up there. I did not want to enclose the ceiling because I find it's hard to get up and store stuff up there anyway. But what we could do is put some boards around the perimeter and just have some edge storage, and then we could certainly store anything we want up high. We would just have to get a little pulley to pull it up there. So there it is. The nice thing about putting the rock around the sides is you don't have to use a bunch of shims, because I did have about a 2-inch drop here in the property. I see they did shim it a little bit in the back anyway, but yeah, it's not high up off the ground, and I can push these rocks against the unit here to keep keep the mice and whatnot out. Might also put some steel wool in these little vents down here on the bottom. My friend had a problem with bees in his. A little bit more about the placement and the leveling. So if you put 4 rods into the area where you're going to put the shed, make sure you're nice and square on your 10 by 12, which is what ours was. You need to have 18 inches of space beyond the edges of the 10 by 12. You also need to be 18 inches to 2 feet from any corner of the lot or any fence. You don't want to get right up to a fence, at least I wouldn't, because you'll have to get back there and you have to be able to paint it and stuff. So yeah, do your 10 by 12, add your 18 inches on all sides. If you make sure you can get around the shed on all sides, you have an opportunity to store things behind it, and perhaps even build a lean-to or something on the side, on one side or the other. Then you take you run the string, whatever the high side is, you push that to the ground. You run the string to the end of the pole and use a level, a line level, to find out what your slope is, and then you can build up the rock if you choose to do that, and just move your string up to get yourself to level on all sides. I did one more thing, and that was to check the drainage. A couple weeks before they showed up, I flooded the area to see if I had pretty good drainage, and I had pretty good drainage, so I didn't really worry about putting a drain in the bottom. And of course the rock will help with evaporation of any water that collects under there. Alright, just a word about the purchasing process. Tuffshed can be bought directly from the Tuffshed outfit, or can be bought from Home Depot. We chose Home Depot because they have specials frequently, and the special we got was a waiving of the sales tax, and we also got several $100s back as a statement credit for opening up a credit card. So we thought that was worth doing it through Home Depot. The salesman is actually the same person, whether it's Tuffshed Direct or through Home Depot, is what I found out. So I doubt it would matter much which way you went, but do check it out and watch for those specials. You don't want to you want to catch those specials, because these things are so expensive. Ours went up 8% between the time that we first inquired and the point that we placed the order. There was an 8% increase in the cost of the thing. And as I've said before, we added kind of all the bells and whistles, so ours was about $6,000 out the door, minus any credits that we got. But we're very happy with it, and yeah, I think I would do it again. So that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. If I can answer any questions, I will, but I'm no expert on Tuffsheds or sheds of any kind. This is just what we did. It took about a month, actually, maybe 5 weeks from start to finish. So keep that in mind. They don't come out right away on these. There's pretty high demand. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.